Lock my face, let go. You like my room, man. How y'all doing? I'm doing good. I'm doing really good. We like my face, my D face, let go. I'm entertaining y'all in my room right now. I'm doing at job, let go. I'm putting my face right now, let go. And back on my face, let go. Come on. You done for me. You like the video for me, fire up for me. You don't like the video, but you done. But you want to talk about more. I want to eat food, yeah, man. I'm about to go outside very soon, so. Yeah, you like my face, let go, man. I gotta go to it. Over. I'm back, man. Oh. Ciao, man. What y'all want to talk about? What y'all want to talk about at that moment? I'm lying my thug out loud, my face right now. I gotta use the pay, let go.
glitzy world of WWE, where bright lights shine and crowds roar with endless energy. Many superstars have paid a heavy price for glory. Behind the fame and adrenaline, they've endured not only physical pain, but also deep personal losses. As their names rose to stardom, many once strong relationships began to crack under the weight of success, and marriage, something meant to be a safe haven, often turned into an emotional scar that never fully healed. Today, let's dive into the stories of WWE wrestlers who walked away from their spouses after fame took over their lives. Let's get started right now. Wrestling Sphere, go! 1. Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt's WWE career went through many ups and downs. Despite once holding championship gold, that image has somewhat faded from fans' memories. Before becoming the haunting Eater of Worlds, Wyatt was known as Husky Harris, a character neither he nor WWE's creative team took pride in. It was a difficult phase, but thankfully, he had the unwavering support of his then-wife, Samantha, who stood by him through both professional and personal challenges. Bray and Samantha were once a hopeful couple. They shared 2 children and seemed destined to build a happy family together. However, as Wyatt's WWE career began to take off, the pressures of fame and his demanding schedule slowly created distance between him and his family. Things took a dramatic turn when multiple sources revealed that Wyatt had started an affair with JoJo, a rising WWE personality at the time. The extramarital relationship quickly became the talk of the wrestling community, especially after Samantha went public with the story on social media. The scandal spread rapidly, drawing massive attention and placing tremendous pressure on Wyatt's family. Ultimately, Bray and Samantha decided to separate, bringing an end to a chapter filled with both memories and heartbreak. After their split, Wyatt officially began dating JoJo. His story became a striking example of how fame and temptation can challenge even the strongest relationships. Bray Wyatt's journey serves as a reminder that even the most admired individuals can falter when confronted with the power of fame and desire. Relationships once rooted in love and loyalty can crumble under the bright lights of stardom. For Wyatt, the road to success came with painful sacrifices, transforming him from a devoted husband into a complex figure in the eyes of wrestling fans. 2. Sable. Sable, a name that once dominated the WWE landscape, is now happily married to Brock Lesnar. Their marriage appears stable and full of joy, but the path that led them together was far from smooth and sparked plenty of controversy in the wrestling world. Before Lesnar entered her life, Sable had been married to Mark Merrow, a relationship many once thought would last. Things began to unravel in 2004 when Merrow discovered that Sable was romantically involved with Brock Lesnar before their divorce had been finalized. At the time, Sable was at the peak of her fame, a WWE icon known for her beauty and star power, while Lesnar was a young, ambitious superstar rapidly climbing the ranks. The revelation quickly became a major topic of discussion among wrestling fans, as many speculated about how Merrow would react to such a sensitive situation. Surprisingly, Merrow didn't respond with anger or vengeance. Instead, he chose to step back gracefully, maintaining his composure and refusing to let bitterness consume him. Over time, Merrow turned his painful experience into something meaningful. He began sharing his story during public speaking events, discussing how he overcame heartbreak, learned forgiveness, and found positivity in adversity. His reflections not only inspired others, but also proved that dignity and compassion can prevail even in deeply personal and difficult moments. For Sable, the experience underscored how fame and temptation can test personal relationships in the world of WWE, where pressure and spotlight often blur boundaries. For Merrow, it became a story of strength and transformation, showing that sometimes, walking away from a relationship isn't a sign of defeat, but rather the beginning of rediscovering peace and genuine happiness. 3. Ric Flair. Ric Flair, a name almost synonymous with luxury and extravagance, has left an indelible mark on the history of WWE and the world of professional wrestling. The Nature Boy openly admitted that his famous rides on Space Mountain rarely followed any rules, once claiming to have been with over 10,000 women. The number may sound outrageous, but considering Flair's 4-decade career, his constant traveling around the globe, and the wild lifestyle that came with fame, it's not entirely hard to believe. Flair's personal life, especially his love life, was as turbulent as his in-ring career was legendary. He went through a total of 4 marriages, beginning with Leslie Goodman in 1971. During this time, Flair was rising to stardom, earning the nickname Nature Boy, and quickly becoming one of NWA's brightest stars. His career skyrocketed. In 1981, Flair captured his first NWA World Heavyweight Championship, solidifying his place as one of wrestling's greatest icons. However, with immense fame came inevitable personal challenges. His first marriage to Leslie Goodman ended in 1983, right after Flair had reached the pinnacle of his career. That same year, he remarried, highlighting how his life of passion and fame constantly intertwined but rarely found stability. The pattern continued through his later marriages, each filled with ups and downs, until he ultimately married 5 times in total, a number that Booker T once joked should qualify for the Guinness World Records. Ric Flair's story stands as a vivid example of how fame and temptation can test even the strongest personalities. Even the most gifted, admired, and successful individuals are not immune to emotional excesses. Flair left behind more than just a wrestling legacy. He became a living symbol of flamboyance, freedom, and the unpredictable side of success, a figure both admired and impossible to forget. 4. Charlotte Flair. Like father, like daughter, perfectly sums up Charlotte Flair. From her movements and ring presence to her confidence on the mic, fans can easily see Ric Flair's reflection in her every action. But Charlotte didn't just inherit her father's charisma, she also learned some of his life lessons, especially when it comes to turbulent relationships. Charlotte has endured 2 failed marriages. Her first ended due to domestic violence, while her second was with Bram, a professional wrestler who competed in Impact Wrestling between 2014 and 2017. Around the time Charlotte was promoted to WWE's main roster during the Women's Revolution in 2015, her career skyrocketed as she captured her first Divas Championship. Yet, as her career soared, her marriage began to crumble. Just 1 month after winning the title, Charlotte filed for divorce, closing a stormy chapter in her personal life. Career pressure alone wasn't the only factor behind her decision. 2 months before their separation, Bram was arrested after an altercation involving a woman who claimed to be his girlfriend, leading to 2 criminal charges. The scandal pushed Charlotte to end the marriage quickly, both to protect herself and to preserve the stability of her rapidly rising career. Charlotte Flair's story proves that even the most talented, respected, and powerful women in wrestling face emotional trials behind the spotlight. The limelight offers no protection from others' mistakes, and sometimes, walking away is the only way to preserve dignity, self-respect, and the strength to keep moving forward. 5. Booker T. Booker T stands as a clear example of how fame and professional pressure can sometimes strain personal relationships. His career began to skyrocket during the final years of World Championship Wrestling, WCW, a period when the company was struggling and many top stars were leaving. The WCW management decided to place their faith in a new generation of talent, and Booker, along with his brother Stevie Ray as the tag team Harlem Heat, was chosen to lead the company into a new era. From 2000 to 2001, just before WCW's downfall, Booker captured 4 WCW World Championships and the United States Championship, becoming one of the most prominent wrestlers of that era. His in-ring success elevated his name to new heights, but it also came with personal costs. His 5-year marriage, which began in May 1996, ended in 2001. The breakup reflected the mounting pressures of a demanding schedule, fame, and constant changes in his career, a reminder of how difficult it can be to maintain balance between work and family life. Years later, in 2005, Booker found happiness again when he married Sharmell, who later joined him on WWE television under the title Queen Sharmell. This milestone marked not only a positive turn in his personal life, but also proved that even after experiencing heartbreak, one can still find balance and new joy through growth and maturity. Booker T's story is a reminder that fame and success in the ring often come with personal sacrifices. Yet, it's through these struggles that people evolve, learning to value genuine relationships and make wiser choices for their future. 6. Alberto Del Rio. Alberto Del Rio serves as a striking example of how fame and personal life can intertwine in complex ways within WWE. Although later cleared of sexual assault allegations, Del Rio's reputation never fully recovered, and he ceased to be the beloved star he once was. Before these controversies, Del Rio married Angela Velka in 2012. However, their marriage lasted only 4 years, with cracks appearing as early as the first year. The constant travel, professional stress, and personal differences made it impossible for the couple to sustain their relationship, eventually leading to their divorce. Following the split, Del Rio's romantic life remained turbulent. He dated 2 well-known WWE female wrestlers, Charlotte Flair and Paige, and both relationships drew significant attention and controversy. His relationship with Paige, in particular, was said to have played a major role in his WWE departure, as the combination of emotional stress and professional pressure made it increasingly difficult for him to stay focused on his career. Del Rio's story highlights a harsh truth. Fame and power in WWE do not necessarily translate to happiness or stability in one's private life. Personal relationships can be severely tested, and even the most admired superstars are not immune to the emotional consequences of their choices. 7. Michelle McCool. Michelle McCool, the woman who once played a teacher on WWE television, quickly established herself as one of the company's standout female superstars, holding both the Women's Champion and Divas Champion titles. Her rise was rapid, but behind the scenes, rumors began to circulate that her success might have been connected to her relationship with WWE legend The Undertaker, who would later become her husband. Before meeting The Undertaker, McCool had been married to her high school sweetheart. The two shared a long relationship that began in their teenage years, and many believed their bond would last forever. However, when McCool was promoted to WWE's main roster, traveling more than 200 days a year, the relentless schedule and distance began to strain their marriage. Eventually, they divorced in 2006. The breakup was reportedly influenced by McCool's demanding career, which made it nearly impossible to balance personal life with her growing fame. Still, the split surprised many fans, as it showed how even the strongest relationships can crumble under the weight of professional success. It was a reminder that fame often comes at a deeply personal cost. After the divorce, McCool doubled down on her career, becoming one of WWE's top female wrestlers. Later, her relationship with The Undertaker blossomed, leading to marriage and a partnership that became one of the most well-known love stories in professional wrestling. In the end, McCool's journey proved that sometimes, leaving the past behind is the only way to open the door to new happiness and lasting fulfillment. 8. Shawn Michaels. Back in the 1990s, few names in WWE's locker room carried as much controversy as the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels. From manipulating backstage politics to his wild, hedonistic lifestyle that could make even party icons like Charlie Sheen take notice, Michaels embodied the very definition of the bad boy persona in professional wrestling. Before his whirlwind romances and headline-making affairs with fellow female wrestlers like Sunny, Shawn had already walked down the aisle with his first wife, Teresa Wood. They married in 1988. Right when the Rockers had just re-signed with WWE. At that time, Michaels was a young, ambitious performer trying to make a name for himself while learning how to balance fame and family life. But as his career skyrocketed, fame's bright lights and the temptations of success began to pull him in another direction. Caught up in the fast life of endless parties, reckless indulgence, and fleeting relationships, Michaels gradually drifted away from the man he used to be. The once happy marriage between Teresa and Shawn couldn't withstand the chaos. Their 6-year relationship officially ended in 1994, coinciding with the very moment Michaels solidified his position as WWE's top solo star. Years later, after enduring both personal and professional turbulence, Shawn found redemption. In 1999, he remarried, and by 2002, he had undergone a profound transformation, embracing Christianity and leaving behind his reckless past. His second marriage has endured ever since, standing as proof that even the wildest of rebels can find peace, faith, and stability. Shawn Michaels' story isn't just about success in the ring. It's about growth, forgiveness, and the redemption of one of WWE's most iconic legends. 9. Steve Austin. Steve Austin, better known by his iconic moniker Stone Cold, is one of the most legendary figures in WWE history. He was the driving force behind the Attitude Era in the late 1990s and played a crucial role in elevating WWE to unprecedented heights. With his rebellious attitude, fiery personality, and unforgettable moments inside the ring, Austin became an irreplaceable symbol for wrestling fans around the world. While many remember his marriage to Deborah, who appeared alongside him on WWE programming in the early 2000s, few recall the personal stories that came before. Long before fame found him, Austin married his high school sweetheart, Catherine Burris, in 1990. At the time, he was still climbing the ladder in WCW, slowly building his reputation. However, as his career began to gain momentum, the pressures of rising stardom started to take a toll on his private life. Rumors surfaced that during this period, Austin was involved in an affair with Lady Blossom, a situation that ultimately contributed to the collapse of his first marriage in 1992. The breakup marked a major turning point in his personal life and set the stage for the relationships that would intertwine with his wrestling career. Just a year later, Austin married Lady Blossom, the woman at the center of those earlier rumors. Unfortunately, that marriage also didn't last. By 1999, at the height of his WWE fame, Austin began dating Deborah, who would become both his on-screen partner and real-life wife. Each relationship throughout his life seemed to mirror a chapter in his evolution, from an ambitious young wrestler to a rebellious megastar, and finally to a man striving for stability beyond the spotlight. 10. Batista. Batista, known for his massive physique and stoic presence, gained fame not only for his dominance as a performer, but also for his turbulent love life that often drew as much attention as his matches. From the very start of his wrestling journey, his personal world was filled with challenges, making his off-screen life as dramatic as anything in WWE. His first marriage to Glenda lasted 8 years, long enough for them to experience countless ups and downs together. However, as Batista's professional career began to take shape, the growing demands of wrestling, coupled with reports of infidelity, strained their relationship beyond repair. Eventually, they separated, closing a significant chapter in his personal story. That same year, Batista married Angie, hoping to find stability and peace. For a while, life seemed balanced until global fame came calling.
put my bed out like this. I'm not put my bed out like that. I'm not sitting like this. I'm not sitting like this. I'm not sitting. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking. You want to tell me?
Trick and gave John's.
That's the forearms. This is as big a man as we've ever had in this business. Is an NFL star. He's used that giant vice grip. Oh, wow. Batista, you better at least cover it. Oh, Batista apart. I mean, it's really not Batista. Look at this. Now, don't you stand. This challenge I've ever seen. Yeah, Miriam, you can't come about how it's like unless you lose feeling. You lose feeling in your ace of life. Eric, move again! Even a steel chair! He uses the chair! And maybe Kelly thought it was Batista's night. That is a way to retain it when you take a shot. Look at this! Spear! He's a inside! Kelly took the easy way out! The frustration building! And the champion deserves this! It's been torn right player! Jane, this is your fault, dear Mike.
Ready? Then shut.
Have you ever noticed that sometimes, no matter... Diddy allegedly just got beat up in jail. He allegedly has 2 black eyes and lots of puff. Here is what allegedly happened. Diddy got shoulder checked by a Mexican gang member, and it started an altercation that allegedly went something like this. Diddy to the Mexican gang member, slow down. I'm a bad boy for life, Mexican. Homie, I will break USA. Diddy, son, they call me the diddler for a reason. Mexican says nothing, blank stare. Allegedly punched Diddy multiple times until he turns puffy. Who's your daddy now, Puff? You puffy, now Puff Daddy. Life ain't always what it seems to be. Diddy raps while crying at the same time. Can't nobody take my pride, can't nobody. Pow. Gets hit again. Diddy and the Mexican gang member eventually made up and asked to be cellmates so they can have pajama parties with lots of baby oil. This is only satire for comedic purposes.
Diddy, no one want the... After the tragedy, how's Chris been? This woman is the only... Wanna play... This woman is the only female police officer to ever be sentenced to death in the history of America. And her story is absolutely insane. So this lady's name is Antoinette Frank, right? She grew up living primarily with her father. There were reports of SA, of physical abuse. There were even reports of people saying when she showed up places with her father, it looked like they were in a relationship. So it was reported that her father just vanished one day and that he just up and left and she had no idea where he went. She reported him missing. He was never seen again. In 1992, she had applied to be a cop with the New Orleans Police Department. She was originally denied because the psychologist determined that she had several mental disabilities, but somehow she got the job. So this is 1992. 1994, she meets this kid who is a gang member, right? So he ends up getting shot and she was the first responder to come and assist him. Legend has it that as soon as she laid eyes on this 16-year-old boy, she fell in love with him. She paid for everything for him. She took him out all the time. There were reports of him driving her police cruiser around the city. So she worked part-time as a security guard at this restaurant called the Kim On. And she wasn't the only cop that did. A lot of cops did. One day, she just showed up with her sidekick, and they decided that they were going to rob the place. Apparently, things went wrong. She ended up shooting and killing 3 of the people that owned the restaurant. 2 of the people that were there ended up running and hiding in a freezer, right? So they didn't get killed. It was reported that this was an extremely brutal execution-style murders, right? After they did this, they got in the car. She went and dropped him off at home, and then she ran down to the police station and said, "Oh my God, I heard a report that there were people shot where I work. I need a cruiser to go and investigate." So she runs back over to the store, and she says, "What happened? What happened? I need to do an investigation, and I'm here to help you." The survivor said, "Why are you asking me what happened? You were here." That's when it all started to unfold, right? She ended up being convicted of the murders, but that's not the end of the story. While she was in prison, police got a hint from a search dog at her house. They start digging, and under her house, they find a skull, and it was believed to be the same age, and it could very possibly be her father. The New Orleans Police Department never tested the bones to see who they belong to. It's just an unconfirmed skull that nobody knows, and it's the only female officer in the history of this country to ever be sentenced to death. This woman is the only female police officer to ever be sentenced to death in the history of America. And her
Want to play GTA 5 on your phone? Stop searching endless.
Self-transformation in prison.
Since the day I left, you all begged me to come back. And so here I am, and you boo me, whether you cheer for me or not. I'm walking out of WrestleMania, the new WWE champion. I don't care who I beat. Daniel Bryan, Randy Orton. I think Stephanie hits harder than all of them. I hope she's not in the triple threat. Leave my wife out of this, all right? Why would I leave your wife out of this? She's the reason you're COO. I don't think you'd have any of this. You didn't marry the boss's daughter. Why are you trying so hard to make this personal? You want to make it personal, stating that living off my past glories. Let me remind you, every time you and I have competed against each other, you've lost. That was a long time ago, Dave. But then you got success and you got lazy and you went to Hollywood. Batista, tonight you are going to compete. You go one-on-one tonight with Sheamus. Since the day I left.
Self-transformation in prison isn't as simple as a soundbite. Sobriety.
Since the
Two places I ain't never going back to, nigga. Let's get on the road. And I ain't gonna never forget them long nights posted up in the stove. I used to talk shit about you, but deep down I really wanted to change. And yeah, I love my city, but deep down I really needed a change. Told y'all haters I would take off. I had to stay asleep, but we tryna wake up. And all them hoes that left me on red, you dead. Bitch, tryna link up. I walk with this in them TVs. Bitch, I drop everything with no PDs. And YouTube is the only way another motherfucker ever see me. I keep a bag of this off. You keep a bag of it now. Before they came with a switch, I cut your ass if you pissing me off. The nigga, don't get mad cause your bitch a fan. Nigga, it ain't cool. But you gon' fuck around and shit gon' be the reason you gon' wind up stumped, nigga. Hey, two places I ain't never going back to, nigga. And that's jail or broke. And I ain't gonna never forget them long nights posted up at the store. I used to talk shit about jewelry, but deep down I really wanted to change. And yeah, I love my city, but deep down I really needed a change. Told y'all I had this, I would take off. I had to stay asleep, but we try to wake up. And all them hoes that left me on red, you did. Ain't tryna link up. I won't put this in them TVs. Bitch, I troop everything with no PD. And YouTube is the only way that never motherfucker ever see me. I keep a bag of that sauce. You keep a bag of that knock. Before they came with a switch, I cut your ass if you pissing me off, little nigga. Don't get mad cause your bitch a fan, nigga. It ain't cool. I'm gonna fuck around and she gon' be the reason you gon' wind up stuck, little nigga. Hey, two places I ain't never going back to, nigga. And that's jail or broke. And I ain't gonna never forget them long nights posted up at the store. I used to talk shit about jewelry, but deep down I really wanted to change. And yeah, I love my city, but deep down I really needed a change. Told y'all I had this, I would take off. I had to stay asleep, but we try to wake up. And all them hoes that left me on red, you did. Ain't tryna link up. I won't put this in them TVs. Bitch, I troop everything with no PD. And YouTube is the only way another motherfucker ever see me. I keep a bag of that sauce. You keep a bag of that knock. Before they came with a switch, I cut your ass if you pissing me off, little nigga. Don't get mad cause your bitch a fan, nigga. It ain't cool. You gon' fuck around and she gon' be the reason you gon' wind up stuck, little nigga. Hey, two places I ain't never going back to, nigga. And that's jail or broke. And I ain't gonna never forget them long nights posted up at the store. I used to talk shit about jewelry, but deep down I really wanted to change. And yeah, I love my city, but deep down I really needed a change. Told y'all I had this, I would take off. I had to stay asleep, but we try to wake up. And all them hoes that left me on red, you did. Ain't tryna link up. I won't put this in them TVs. Bitch, I troop everything with no PD. And YouTube is the only way another motherfucker ever see me. I keep a bag of that sauce. You keep a bag of that knock. Before they came with a switch, I cut your ass if you pissing me off, little nigga. Don't get mad cause your bitch a fan, nigga. It ain't cool. You gon' fuck around and she gon' be the reason you gon' wind up stuck, little nigga. Hey, two places I ain't never going back to, nigga. And that's jail or broke. And I ain't gonna never forget them long nights posted up at the store. I used to talk shit about jewelry, but deep down I really wanted to change. And yeah, I love my city, but deep down I really needed a change. Told y'all niggas I would take off. I had to stay asleep, but we tryna wake up. And all them hoes that left me on red, you did. Ain't tryna link up. I won't put this in them TVs. Bitch, I troop everything with no PD. And YouTube is the only way another motherfucker ever see me. I keep a bag of that sauce. You keep a bag of that knock. Before they came with a switch, I cut your ass if you pissing me off, little nigga. Don't get mad cause your bitch a fan, nigga. It ain't cool. You gon' fuck around and she gon' be the reason you gon' wind up stuck, little nigga. Hey, two places I ain't never going back to, nigga. And that's jail or broke. And I ain't gonna never forget them long nights posted up at the store. I used to talk shit about jewelry, but deep down I really wanted to change. And yeah, I love my city, but deep down I really needed a change. Told y'all I had this, I would take off. I had to stay asleep, but we tryna wake up. And all them hoes that left me on red, you did. Ain't tryna link up. I won't put this in them TVs. Bitch, I troop everything with no PD. And YouTube is the only way another motherfucker ever see me. I keep a bag of that sauce. You keep a bag of that knock. Before they came with a switch, I cut your ass if you pissing me off, little nigga. Don't get mad cause your bitch a fan, nigga. It ain't cool. You gon' fuck around and she gon' be the reason you gon' wind up stuck, little nigga. Hey, two places I ain't never going back to, nigga. And that's jail or broke. And I ain't gonna never forget them long nights posted up at the store. I used to talk shit about jewelry, but deep down I really wanted to change. And yeah, I love my city, but deep down I really needed a change. Told y'all I had this, I would take off. I had to stay asleep, but we tryna wake up. And all them hoes that left me on red, you did. Ain't tryna link up. I won't put this in them TVs. Bitch, I troop everything with no PD. And YouTube is the only way another motherfucker ever see me. I keep a bag of that sauce. You keep a bag of that knock. Before they came with a switch, I cut your ass if you pissing me off, little nigga. Don't get mad cause your bitch a fan, nigga. It ain't cool. You gon' fuck around and she gon' be the reason you gon' wind up stuck, little nigga. Hey, two places I ain't never going back to, nigga. And that's jail or broke. And I ain't gonna never forget them long nights posted up at the store. I used to talk shit about jewelry, but deep down I really wanted to change. And yeah, I love my city, but deep down I really needed a change. Told y'all I had this, I would take off. I had to stay asleep, but we tryna wake up. And all them hoes that left me on red, you did. Ain't tryna link up. I won't put this in them TVs. Bitch, I troop everything with no. Hey, two places I ain't never going back to, nigga. And that's jail or broke. And I ain't gonna never forget them long nights posted up at the
$1,000. Get me down. And tell me be quiet. This is that riot. This is that fast car. This is that NASCAR. This is that the shit they gon' ask for. Let me turn down. And tell me be quiet. This is that. Let me turn down. And tell me be quiet. This is that. Let me turn down. And tell me be quiet. And tell me be quiet. This is that. Riot. This is that fast car. This is that NASCAR. This is that the shit they gon' ask for. Yeah. Iced out with my jeans on. This the shit you roll a weed on. This that money good. And you make sure your team strong. This is that Godzilla. This is that King Kong. This is that mosh pit. This is that hot shit. Don't get your ass drop kick. This is that white girl. This is that chocolate. This is that investment. This is that profit. This is that Houston. Let me turn down. Hey, Motto. Yeah. This is that shit. This is that. Hey, Motto. Let me turn down. And tell me be quiet. Let me turn down. Let me turn down. And tell me be quiet. This is that. Let me turn down and tell me be quiet. This is that riot. This is that fast car. This is that NASCAR. This is that the shit they gon' ask for. Yeah. Let me turn down and tell me be quiet. This is that riot. This is that fast car. This is that NASCAR. This is that. Let me turn down and tell me be quiet. This is that riot. This is that fast car. This is that NASCAR. This is that the shit they gon' ask for. Yeah. Iced out with my jeans on. This the shit you roll a weed on. This that money good. And you make sure your team strong. This is that Godzilla. This is that King Kong. This is that mosh pit. This is that hot shit. Don't get your ass drop kick. This is that white girl. This is that chocolate. This is that investment. This is that profit. This is that Houston. This is that rocket. Summertime when she topless. This is the shit, be quiet. This is what they passed up. They come back and buy it. This is that boss man. Don't get your ass fired. You need to stop it. Stay in your own lane. Stick to the topic. This is that backwood. This is that tropic. This is what they watching. Let me turn down and tell me be quiet. This is that. turn down. They tell me be quiet. This is that riot. This is that NASCAR. This is that NASCAR. This is that the shit they gon' ask for. Yeah. Iced out with my jeans on. This the shit you roll a weed on. This that money good. And you make sure your team's strong. This is that Godzilla. This is that King Kong. This is that mosh pit. This is that hot shit. Don't get your ass drop kick. This is that white girl. This is that chocolate. This is that investment. This is that profit. This is that Houston. This is that rocket. Summertime, she topless. This is the shit, be quiet. This is that cast up. They come at the rocket. This is that boss man. Don't get your ass fired. You need to stop it. Stay in your own lane. Stick to the topic. This is that backwood. This is that tropic. This what they watching. Tell me turn down. They tell me be quiet. This is.
I'm gonna do you.
Tell me turn down. They tell me be quiet. Two places I ain't never going back to, nigga. And that's jail or broke. And I ain't gon' never forget them long nights posted up in the store. I used to talk shit about jewelry, but deep down I really wanted to change. And yeah, I love my city, but deep down I really needed a change. Told y'all haters I'ma take off. I had to stay asleep, but we tryna wake up. And all them hoes that left me on red, you did. Ain't tryna link up. I won't forget to them BBs. Bitch, I do everything with no BD. And YouTube is the only way another motherfucker ever see me. I keep a bag of that sauce. You keep a bag of that knowledge. Before the king with a switch, I cut your ass if you pissing me off. Little nigga, don't get mad cause your bitch a fan. Nigga, it ain't cool. But they gon' fuck around and she gon' be the reason you gon' wind up stumped. Little nigga, two places I ain't never going back to, nigga. And that's jail or broke. And I ain't gon' never forget them long nights posted up in the store. I used to talk shit about jewelry, but deep down I really wanted to change. And yeah, I love my city, but deep down I really needed a change. Told y'all haters I'ma take off. I had to stay asleep, but we tryna wake up. And all them hoes that left me on red, you did. Ain't tryna link up. I won't forget to them BBs. Bitch, I do everything with no BD. And YouTube is the only way another motherfucker ever see me. I keep a bag of that sauce. You keep a bag of that knowledge. Before the king with a switch, I cut your ass if you pissing me off. Little nigga, don't get mad cause your bitch a fan. Nigga, it ain't cool. But they gon' fuck around and she gon' be the reason you gon' wind up stumped. Little nigga, two places I ain't never going back to, nigga. And that's two places I ain't never going.
be out walking around with everybody else in normal society. I did something horrible that is unacceptable, and I realize that. But I don't deserve to die for the actions of 3 individuals.
I deserve to be in here for the rest of my life. Krista Pike confessed, her words heavy with acceptance. I did something horrible. I know that. But I don't deserve to die for the actions of 3 others. These unsettling words came from a woman who has been confined for nearly 3 decades, the only female inmate on death row in Tennessee. Krista Pike's crime, one of the most brutal in the state's history, has vexed the legal system and focused public attention for years.
Here's what you can expect when you have cybersecurity powered by real people. Your child gives you full access.
For 4 convicted killers on death row in Tennessee. State leaders paused executions for months. That move was tied to problems with the method of using 3 drugs for the process. Now, next year, the state is set to take the lives of the people on your screen. Gary Sutton, Tony Carruthers, Anthony Hines, and Krista Gale Pike. Pike is the only woman on death row in Tennessee, behind bars now for almost 3 decades.
10 News anchor Shay Smith joining us now. And Shay, her execution would mark the first time Tennessee has put a woman to death in more than 200 years.
That's right, John and Robin. Krista Pike is scheduled to be put to death by the state next